Preparation is the brief at the start of the conversation. It is also the brief the leader gives themselves before they walk in. Skipping preparation is the most common reason feedback conversations trigger a survival response in the first 90 seconds. The job of this phase: set the frame, lower the threat, and hand the listener a map of the conversation before you start it. By the end of preparation, the listener should know why they are there, B, what is going to happen, C, how long it will take, and D, what they will walk out with. The 4 parts of preparation and the questions to run them. Permission. Do they have a choice to be in this conversation, and have you said so out loud? Permission is not a legal formality. It is a brain-based signal that the listener is a participant, not a defendant. Questions to use. Is now still a good time, or do you want to move this? Would it help if I gave you the context first, or do you want to start with yours? If at any point this isn't working for you, will you tell me? The wrong version. Scheduling the conversation by surprise or treating their attendance as automatic. Both trigger a status and autonomy threat before you say a word. Purpose. Why are we here? In one sentence, in language the listener can repeat back. A vague purpose. I want to talk about how things are going. Invites the listener to fill the void with their worst guess. A clear purpose. I'm noticing the last 2 client handoffs have missed the standards we set, and I want to understand what is happening before I assume. Gives them a target. Questions to use. Here's what I want to talk about. Is that how you see it, or am I missing something? Before I say more, what's your read on why I asked to meet? The trap. Hiding the real purpose behind a softer one. The listener's brain will detect the gap, and the gap becomes the topic. Process. What is going to happen, in what order, for how long? Process is a certainty intervention. It turns the unknown into the known, and the known is dramatically less threatening than the unknown. Questions to use. Here's how I'd like to run the next 30 minutes. Does that work? I'd like to ask you a few questions first, then hear your view, then talk about next steps. Okay? The right amount of process, enough to remove surprise, not so much that the conversation feels scripted. Payoff. What does the listener walk out with? The payoff is the answer to the listener's silent question. Why should I sit through this? Without a payoff, every other element of preparation sounds like setup for a verdict. Questions to use. My hope is that by the end of this, you and I are aligned on what is working, what isn't, and what we each own. Does that feel like a fair outcome? Or what would make this conversation worth your time? The strongest payoff, the listener helped build the answer.